Team, you can be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Onej Warren, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Dr. Peter Ramsroop, Chief Investment Officer of the Guyana Office for Investment, Mr. Andres Botero Toro, Investor of the Caribbean Green Building Inc. and Owen Steel, members of the media, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen, I am Debbie Prasad, and I've been afforded the privilege of being the chairperson for today's event. We are here again, just after yesterday, to turn the sod for another internationally branded hotel here in Guyana. It shows the rapid pace of our country's development. Allow me to welcome you to the sod turning ceremony for 4 Points by Sheraton. 4 Points is the leader in the select service segment hotels, with more than 300 hotels in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and the Caribbean, and more than 150 hotels in the pipeline. This hotel will have 172 modern rooms of different sizes. It will have restaurants, a retail center, an event hall, and important amenities such as swimming lane pool, tennis court, a pickleball court, a modern gym, and a running track. It will also showcase an appealing bar, co-working spaces, meeting rooms, and the best lounge areas to share moments with friends and to do business in a friendly and charming environment. I would now like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Andres Botero Toro, Investor of the Caribbean Green Building Inc. and Owen Steel, to deliver his remarks.
Good afternoon. Sorry for the water, but we are in the land of many waters. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, Honorable Minister Waldron, Dr. Peter, Mr. Person, dear friends and colleagues. I would like to start by confessing that the first time that I came to Guyana 2 years ago, I had to study a lot about the country, your culture, location, and how the business was done. However, during that period of time, I have fallen in love with the country, the people, and the incredible landscape and natural wonders. This feeling changed my mindset, and I have to become a kind of ambassador of Guyana, transmitting all the good things that happen here to my entire network of technical personnel, investors, and associates located all over the world. Caribbean Green Building, it's a new company in Guyana, but it is USA-based sponsor, and key personnel have decades of experience in the development of large and complex projects in the USA and in the Caribbean as well. We are strong believers in developing long-term relationships of mutual benefits, and therefore our objective is not only limited to this project, but also for other opportunities in our areas of expertise, which include infrastructure, industrial, commercial, and residential development like real estate. Presently, as you can see, we are executing the foundations here, the works, and we are exceeding the requirements considering the importance of this activity. This hotel, in their majority, will be prefabricated. The main structure already done are 100% bolted in a high strength and quality steel. The floor slabs will be pre-stressed and prefabricated concrete panels, and the facade will be a combination of multiple layers of one of the most advanced products in the construction so far. Rest of the amenities and ancillary facilities will make this project a much-needed magnet of business and commercial activity sooner in the booming Houston area. 4 Points Guyana will have state-of-the-art design, technology, service, and sustainability features. It will be the first hotel in the country with EDGE Advanced certification, which is an internationally accredited environmental and sustainable certification relating to clean energy generation and conservation, as well as a smart water use of the most efficient materials available. This level of certification guarantees that the hotel will consume 40% less resources than a similar project built using traditional methods. Furthermore, I want to point out that the whole architecture and concept of the hotel will take into account the diversity of cultures of Guyana, especially the Amerindian culture, through use the local art, the furniture, and themes. That will be our look and feel of the hotel. This project started as a request for proposal and now is becoming a reality. This would not have been possible without the help of many of you, especially Guyanese, who really demonstrate their mission of excellence in working with investors to understand the environment and to be successful. EPA, Guyana Lands and Survey, Central Housing, City Council, and the Fire Department, I want to thank each and every one of you for all the support received and for the friendly relationship developed. Finally, and very important, I would like to address all international investors thinking of investing in Guyana. Let me send a message of confidence to do business in Guyana. The President's vision of transformation and his management of the economy provide a tremendous potential to grow in this land of opportunities with awesome people. Let's work together and grow together to make one Guyana for all the Guyanese and foreigners who come here and become Guyanese as hard as I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Botero. Investments are key components to development. Our next speaker has been working hard to facilitate investments here. Allow me to introduce Mr. Peter Ramsroop, Chief Investment Officer of the Guyana Office for Investment.
His Excellency, Dr. Ali, Honorable Minister, this is an exciting week. As we all know, yesterday we turned the sod. Today another one. Tomorrow the Pegasus Hotel will be launching. This Thursday another sod turning. Friday is the massive opening of the Building Expo. And I can tell you, I went there today and I saw an exciting piece of equipment that actually could build a house in 30 hours. It's going to be a fascinating event. I hope you're all excited to end this week with what Guyana has to offer going forward. This is Houston, Guyana. You know, Houston in Texas is the capital of the world, oil capital. This is a perfect place for a hotel to connect the East Bank corridor with the East Coast. Right around the area here, you have Technique FMC, who moved their headquarters from Trinidad to Guyana. They're close by. Atlantic Marines, Fabrication, Geison's not too far from here. So it's a tech area that is a very tech support for the oil and gas industry. And when the Marriott team were doing their study in Guyana, they actually went through a lot of numbers and they validated the fact that a hotel in this area, and I got to give the president's credit for his vision that this is the perfect spot for such a hotel of the 4-Point Sheraton, that in support of the oil industry, it will be significant. One point I'd like to make though, out of the first 3 hotels that have started in Guyana, the Marriott Courtyard at the airport, the Aden Western by Best Western, and the Sleep Inn, and the Pegasus that are completed are all local investors from our beautiful Guyana. Yesterday we had investors from a neighboring country, Suriname. Today from the United States of America. Thursday would be from Trinidad. So we have seen a very diverse group of investors coming into our nation. So we look forward to working and ensuring that we continue to make Guyana a business-friendly environment. We continue to support the future investors, and it's great to see, and our staff was debating today, Seth Prasad and others, about how do we calculate and measure indirect contribution to our economy. when you put sand plus piles plus truckers plus whatever, there's a formula in there that we can show the ROI even in the 2+ years of development. So congratulations, Andreas. I look forward to working with the team to see this upon completion. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsrud. Investments like these further advance Guyana's hospitality capacity. I'm sure our next speaker will expound on this more. I therefore invite Honorable Oneige Walron, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, to deliver her remarks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Your Excellency, the President of Guyana, Cabinet colleagues, Dr. Ramsrud, the investors at the distinguished table, members, leaders of this community, members of the media, invitees, all, good afternoon. Thank you very much for this invitation to participate in this sod turning ceremony. As you have heard, we have had quite a few. There's about the 6th sod turning in about 16 months that we've been in government, and it's the 2nd sod turning in as many days, and there are a few more to come. And this event and sod turning events, as I mentioned yesterday, they're somewhat of a milestone that ought to be celebrated by the investors, because as Andreas mentioned, there is a lot of work that goes into, preparatory work that goes into getting to this stage, the licensing and the planning and all of that at great expense to the investor. And we want to congratulate them, you, the investors, for coming and to getting to this point. When completed, this hotel will add about 172 rooms to our stock of high quality rooms that are currently under construction. We have about 1,500 rooms, high quality rooms, because this is separate and apart from our boutique hotels and other lodges that will be added to the stock in Guyana. And what you are seeing is the gradual unfolding and gradual manifestation of a vision, that when we took office in 2020, immediately we, guided by the promises in a manifesto and a rapid assessment of our developmental priorities, what we saw was that we already had a supply constraint on good, high quality rooms. So within 2 months of being in government, we sent out, we released an expressions of interest for high quality branded hotels, and this was one such response. And this aggression to attract investors is paying off, as we have seen the response, and it is paying off. And I make that point to say that these investors, because of the nature of the brands that are coming, they're international brand, world-renowned brands. They don't come to make fly-by-night decisions. They come with accountants and teams that make feasibility studies and some robust feasibility studies and interrogation of the economy and the trajectory of an economy is made. And Guyana has held its own in those studies. Guyana has held its own in that this is a place that is worthwhile to invest in. And we as government, being led by our passionate president, we are particularly proud of that record. That you standing here to turn sod is a testament of the confidence that you have placed in an economy, and this indeed should send a signal to all other Guyanese, and I say Guyanese, and people who are in love with Guyana, as Andreas, to come and continue to hear the clarion call that now is the time to invest in Guyana. But this is also the the call for higher quality rooms in Guyana is part of our longer term strategy, as Guyana being the eco strategy and vision of Guyana being the premier tourism destination in Guyana. And ladies and gentlemen, I want us to really let that vision sink in, because similar to the vision of having branded hotel rooms, this vision, we believe strongly in it. When I became tourism minister, I had big shoes to fill, because the president was the former minister of tourism at one time. And he is, as I have become, very passionate about our tourism product. We have tremendous flora and fauna. I mean, we have unparalleled waterways and majestic waterfalls and all of the beautiful things that make Guyana the number one ecotourism destinations. But we also want Guyana to be the place of choice for conferences and events, sporting events, cultural events. And you will see the cricket carnival coming up, and this is all part of Guyana taking the leadership and taking its place as a tourism destination, as a place where people want to come. And this is outside of the oil and gas, the demand placed on our hotel rooms for the oil and gas. We want to guide people to travel to Guyana for the fun, for the ecotourism, for the adventure, for everything that we are so proud of. And the narrative of us being unable to meet the demand is soon going to change, as we, in another 2 to 3 years, we see all of these rooms coming to fruition. So by 2025, we are well on our way with our vision of having 2,000 rooms. And as I mentioned, I close with mentioning the tourism and the fact that we are so passionate as a government about our tourism product, and it's more than passion. We understand, and the economists amongst us will understand, that tourism is a major engine of growth. It's a major driver. There are many economies that are solely dependent on tourism. So not only is it beautiful, not only do we have our pristine rainforest that we be proud of, but we know that as we build our tourism product, that we are indeed building an economy, and building an economy that is not only dependent on one or two sectors, but we are building out a sector that can stand on its own. And that, I believe, is quite savvy leadership in terms of developmental decisions to make for a country that is sustainable. So that is my little bit of economics that I know, but I know that it is indeed a strategic decision, a strategic sector, and just want us to, as we continue to see and we build and we see the hotels being developed and our roadways and the infrastructure that naturally comes from the developing tourism sector, to understand the vision and to rally behind the vision. That was my reason for going that route. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I congratulate the investors. Thank you for seeing the beauty and seeing what Guyana has to offer, not only now but in the future, and for stepping out. And I wish you all of the best in your project, and I'm very excited, looking forward to when this project comes to fruition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Warren. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 and 2. Yesterday we turned the sod for the Pasture Global and Bluebridge Inc. Hotel, and today we are here to turn the sod for the 4 Points by Sheraton. And then on Thursday, we'll be doing another ceremony for the AC Marriott brand, again demonstrating how fast our country is growing. It is my pleasure to invite the man who is leading Guyana's rapid transformation in an effort to improve the lives of Guyanese, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, to deliver the feature address.
Thank you very much, please. Thank you. Distinguished Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Peter, Head of Go Invest, Toro, and your team, distinguished members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's a good afternoon. What's wrong with you guys here? Let me first of all congratulate this team for moving to this point today where we can advance the construction of another hotel in Guyana. Today's event did not start today. It started from the first day we entered into government. And in the first week, I think, we decided to go on a public search for companies who were interested in establishing their brand in Guyana. Through that process, this was yet another one of those investors that established an interest. An interest, as the minister said, that is backed by data. An interest that is backed by fact. And what is the facts? The facts is that the development trajectory of our country is forward-looking, it is upward, it is dynamic, it is diversified, and it is bearing potential, not only for investors, but now for the creation of the jobs that we talked about. These developments are not isolated, they're strategically aligned to a goal of the government. That is why on the human resource side, yesterday I spoke of this. We have launched an aggressive training program that will see 6,000 Guyanese at a minimum trained in the hospitality sector. Outside of that, you will see the infrastructure changes in our country that is directly linked towards the opening up of lands and opening up of opportunities for these type of investment. Today we're celebrating, or this week I would say, we're celebrating the construction sector. But similarly, we can celebrate in a whole month the investments that we're making to open up new lands for agriculture, new lands for industrial development, manufacturing. Because the economy is so integrated and will be so structured that it will never be reliant on one sector. And that is what leads to sustainability. Building an economy and building a system that is not reliant on one sector. So it can withstand a variation of shock. It can withstand, that is important in building sustainable societies. When we opened this road, this new highway from Mandela to Eccles, I spoke about the value that it brings to the communities around here. The increase in the net asset value. When this hotel is completed, the real estate value of all the properties around here would go up. It's a natural spin-off or a consequence of these type of investment. That sometimes we don't attribute the level of impact that it makes. Now, where we're sitting here today, a few years ago, not even a few years ago, maybe just a year and a half ago, this entire area, including the main highway that you see out there, was basically swamp, huge trees, and heavily overgrown areas. In just over a year, we have a new highway. You have this entire area now open up. So let me give you an understanding as to what will take place in this zone. We have the new 4-lane road from Mandela to Eccles. The continuation of that road is already on the way, from Eccles to Diamond. Simultaneously, we are commencing the new highway from Ogle to Eccles. Simultaneously, we have just advertised for the new highway from Conversation Tree coming all the way to where the GWI is. Simultaneously, we have completed the design of this new road going all the way to connect to Ogle, interconnected to Cummins Lodge, interconnected to Georgetown. That is the network that we're building. We have this hotel. Alongside this hotel, we have already approved a modern hospital of international standards that will focus on specialized care, but more importantly, heavily focus on cosmetic and other such surgeries, because we want to create a health and education hub in Ghana. And an important component of the health hub is these type of services that must be offered. We have also discussed a mall, a possible second hotel, the movement of a number of government ministries to this zone, including the Ministry of Housing and Water, the Ministry of Education, and the telecoms sector will be housed in this zone along this new highway. Just imagine. Before the end of this year, we expect that physical work will commence in all of these areas. In addition to that, in front of me, which is behind of you on the other side of the road, will be a huge private sector industrial commercial development to support the oil and gas sector. Adjoining this development will be a huge commercial zone, an upscale housing development, a medical and technological zone, and a services hub. That is the type of planning that surrounds this area. Those are the type of services that will come to this area. So this area will become a massive economic zone. Thousands of jobs will be created in this area. This area will then be connected through a highway and linked to Pogo, going all the way down to the East Coast, where we'll have a new link moving into LBI and more. That entire corridor will then become a massive housing, commercial, industrial zone, all the way going up to and more. The road network will be enhanced into major highways coming out from the East Coast, connected to the East Bank, and then moving all the way down to Linden-Soesdijk Highway, where the new city, Silicon City, will be connected. In a very narrow construct. That is how this development and this investment is linked. One of the good things about this investment is that the prefabricated building is already completed. That is, the steel structure for the hotel is already completed. So you will see a quick movement from foundation to the steel structure. If I'm right, the steel structure is almost en route to Guyana.
Yes, en route.
It's en route to Guyana as we speak. The pile testing is ongoing. 500 piles has to be driven into the ground. The foundation will then be placed. So far we had 1,300 loads of sand, at least, that has already been placed here. And we have another 1,300 loads of sand that has to come to support that. Yesterday I made a point of how this is linked to job creation. Imagine 1,300 loads of sand, that's 1,300 truckloads. Linked to mechanics, the fuel stations that have to fuel the trucks, the drivers, the porters, the machines that load the trucks. This is how development is integrated. This is how development is connected. So, I am very pleased that we're able to move to this point today, the second day in the working week, and we're turning the sod for a second project. well, the third day, Sunday, they turned the sod for, well, they cut the ribbon for a new mall on the East Coast. Tomorrow we'll open the Pegasus new hotel. On Thursday we will turn the sod for the AC Marriott in Ogle. All of these things are connected. So by the time we get to the end of this year, we'll be on a massive implementation schedule. All the major transformative projects of the government should be awarded. Implementation should be on the way. And then we'll have a heavy focus on community development. The internal roads in communities, ensuring that the drainage systems are working. Because what we want to create is a national environment that gives you international standard. We want people to be proud of the environment in which they live and work. We want the environment to be reflective of the growth trajectory of the country. We want the environment to tell the story of the transformation that is taking place. So, this development is not an isolated development. In the coming months, you will see us being invited here again and again and again. The turn is sought for different projects that will go simultaneously with this project. One of the things we have learned from the urban master planning is we cannot have these development connected directly to the main highways. So if you go overseas, you will see they refer to collector's lane. That is an internal road alongside the highway, but off of the highway, that will take all of the traffic from these developments and place it on the highway. So these investors had some amount of delay because they were not given the permission. For a matter of fact, they had some very strong words for Toro when he tried to exit the highway directly onto this land. Because we have to shift our thinking. We have to shift the way we operate. So they had to come and invest in a bridge that will give them access to this road. Development has a cost. And the work that is being done by the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce and Peter has been very aggressive. He is the whole team at Go Invest. The team has been very proactive in positioning Guyana. You know, I don't want to address some issues that are raised, but let me be very clear with the population of this country, who I swear to serve with every ounce of energy that resides in me. We are going to explore every opportunity. The engagement with the Saudis is no diplomatic blunder. It is a strategic move. So let me be clear on all the headlines. I just looked at the headline today. It is absolutely no strategic blunder from this president. It is strategic. Every single partnership we align ourselves with, every single opportunity we go after is strategic in nature. It is not guesswork that saw the Saudis for the first time sending a high-level delegation to engage all of CARICOM leaders. It is not guesswork that the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce and Go Invest provided the leadership in the region to have the investment forum. We are working with every single available resource that can bring benefit and unlock opportunity for this country. Strong relationship with the United States and every single one of our partners. Because we understand the bigger picture. We understand the changes, the global changes that is occurring. And in understanding those changes that is going on globally, you have to position the country to benefit. And that is what this government is doing every single day. Unlocking new opportunities. Looking for a new path to fuel our development. Today, I had an exciting discussion with the board of directors of Republic Bank as to how we can unlock capital and engage the young people in Guyana and the Caribbean in the food production process. How we can unlock the capital backed by governments to propel them, to create opportunity for them, whilst at the same time solving an important issue. One of the great features of this hotel is the integration of our local culture. And I know Toro took a lot of time understanding the culture of our country in finalizing the design. But more important, the emphasis that is placed on our Amerindian brothers and sisters. You will see it reflected in the final product here. So, I want to say to Guyana, we are heading in a direction that will realize the prosperity for all the citizens of this country. We have to embrace each other on this journey. We are trying to remove bureaucracy from the system. We are working very hard to remove bureaucracy. A project like this, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the approval process alone would have been 2-3 years. We want those bureaucracy to be eliminated. Checks and balances to ensure transparency and rigidity of the system are critical, but not to the expense of the project. So we are working alongside the developers to create the one window approval system, the single window construction approval system. That work is advancing. So, as we celebrate with the team today in the South Turning mission, we look forward to entering the property of this new hotel in the first quarter of 2024. In so doing, I wish you well. We hope that the project is completed in budget and in time, and that those who work on this site will do so in a safe environment. Safety is indeed critical. I want to reassure Toro and his team, Owen, Steele, and the others, that we are prepared to work beyond the call of duty to support the timely completion of your project and so many other projects of similar nature in Guyana. Together, we are going to build. Very clear on this. Together, we are going to build and create a Guyana we are proud of. The Guyana in which the aspirations of every Guyanese will be realized. The Guyana in which unity and cohesion of the people will be top priority and will be demonstrated in the way we treat each other, will be demonstrated in the respect we give to each other. There is no other path for this country but a path of unity, a path of prosperity, path of development. Every single stakeholder, from the church all the way down to the community groups, must be custodian of this future. We are all in one vehicle. powered under the banner of One Guyana. So once again, best wishes and congratulations. And thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. On this historic day, as we prepare to turn the sod, allow me to thank His Excellency the President, Dr. Irfan Ali, for sparing time from his very busy schedule to be part of this ceremony, the Honorable Minister who took the time to share in this moment, officials of 4 Points, the team from Impressions, and all those who worked to make this event possible. Thank you all for attending. I would like to invite dignitaries from the head table for the sod turning ceremony. We have refreshments right to your right. We have juice, coconut water, and some snack boxes. So feel free to eat as much as you like and stay in chat.
Sono qua, this me on. Yeah, this one. Wait, come here. You guys know me, Saturday, and then try back to
Soon as he's ready.
yeah, Guyanese when we come. They're down for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
4 weeks.
And Thursday, Friday.
Well, every 3 weeks, right? You get that. Oh, it's good. They got enough use. Lincoln.
Minister, we are working very hard with the EDGE certifications. EDGE is a very, very interesting certification for sustainability, very green. Our company is Caribbean Green Building, so we need to get something green. But green is not the trees and no, green is green features. That's right. That's right. And secondly, another partner, she went to the Amerindian settlement 2 times, so she is looking for some furniture and so on, because the entire look and feel of the hotel will be focused to the Amerindian and crowd. You will see the feeling. Yes. No, we have some contract. The electrical, the sewers, the architectural. Not only in the law, we work in the, for example, gender equality, sustainability, all the things they have a big approach, not only money. I am very happy to work with them because the project increase the value in terms of especially gender equality, sustainability, with green features. Who is building? So we are looking for the GC, but right now we are the first stage, with our equity part will be managed by us. So right now we are working with Aronco, John Fernandez in terms of prefab slabs, the pipe from GPLI, Fernandez, and the insurance gas, the main slab. And next, the steel structure and the slabs. When we finish our 50% of the IDB start. So we need to set up the general contract with the IDB requirement because it's a big issue. Well, next week I'm going to Guatemala and I will tell you how much we need more. Yes, sir. I am aware of that. Everything that you require. Okay. Yes. Careful. Well, what is it? Sour what? Sour salt.
Questions for you. There's a post on your Facebook but there have been concerns about the price of sugar and also perhaps supply challenges. Can you tell us more about that?
The world is faced with supply challenges, not only Guyana. This is a global problem. Price is a global problem. It's not only Guyana. The price of fuel went up, the price of fertilizer went up, the cost of shipping went up, so everything that you have to import to produce sugar, the cost goes up. There were difficulties in the industry, as you know. Heavy rainfall right now, they're still experiencing heavy rainfall. It is affecting the cutting of the cane for the processing at ISOT. Just before I came here, I spoke to Gaisuku. They've already processed, I think, more than 2,000 bags of sugar. It's available at ISOT there. What we'll do is that ensure that Guyana Marketing Corporation secure a lot of that so they can help in the distribution so there's no price gouging. The price has not moved substantially from what I was told. It was between 280 and 300 per kg. Don't hold me to that. This is what I was told. But that generally the increase in goods and services is because of all the supply chain issue that we have globally. Many countries in the world is not even about the price right now, it's the supply. There's just no supply. You remember what the world went through with baby diaper, baby formula. Now we have a great problem with supply of sheetrock and concrete boards and all of these things. So it's just a big mess globally in terms of supply and the supply crisis and the value chain and the passing through of that inflation costs and so on. And we have been doing well managing it. I must say that the government has removed everything. They've removed all the taxes from fuel. We have removed all the VAT. When people compare other countries that is adjusting it for a time frame, or just adjusting. If you remove it completely, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. We have given out grants to the vulnerable group, and we continue to look at innovative ways in which we can help. The construction sector is one of those sectors that we have to find some innovative ways, and we're thinking about it, and hopefully we'll come up with some measures there that will help also.
Mr. President, Gaisuku has spoken about possible smuggling of sugar. Is that an issue occupying your attention?
I don't know where he got that from. I have not gotten any report about smuggling out of the country.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
think that it's going across the Venezuela crisis here, because he said
it can very well be. I don't know where he got this information from, but we'll have to look at it. I'll have the security forces look at it. But it is a high possibility. There are shortages all around. There's shortages all around. So people are hunting supply. So once people are hunting supply, they find any way to get the supply. But I did not hear about this, but I will definitely check.
Mr. President, you mentioned not too long ago that you had a discussion with the public fund. Could you say if there's been any commitment in that discussion?
I just had a discussion today about it.
I know, but
okay.
Could you touch a little bit
discussion
more?
doesn't mean that it goes to commitment in our conversation.
I don't know.
What we're discussing is a strategy. And what I have commitment on is a strategy. The strategy towards our vision on food security. Right? So discussion and generation of idea is the first step. Right? The vision, the idea, and then crystallizing those ideas, crystallizing the vision into reality is not guesswork. It calls for very strategic thinking, and that is what the discussion was about. Strategically positioning the idea, strategically positioning the policy in the corporate sector, in this case Republic Bank, to support that vision. What I can guarantee you is that they have given the full assurance that they are in line with the strategy and thinking. Let us see. Let us see in a few weeks.
Their commitment of $100 million to the IM sector.
This is their commitment generally to the food development sector. Yes, and it can form itself as part of that broad umbrella.
Mr. President,
Let me read the question.
it's right here. It's on the discussions for Chancellor and Secretary of Mine. The opposition leader would have given his not an agreement for those names to go forward.
I didn't actually agree.
I know, but he had
no
put it out
discussion.
there in public. But
Let's start with the premise of your question. You said in discussion.
Yes.
There's no discussion on those two matters.
So what
We have not met on those two matters.
in public he would have said he gave
And
me.
he can say whatever he wants to say in
Yes.
public.
Okay, are you going to meet?
There is one president of the country,
That is true.
and the president determined the agenda on consultation. And that was not on the agenda. What he tried to do was sidestep the issue. What he was invited to discuss was the commissioner, acting commissioner. So my question to you, has he made any public pronouncement on this? You help me. Has he made any public pronouncement?
To my knowledge, no.
So that's the subject of a discussion. Let's not worry about all the sideshows. Let us stick to the subject of the discussion
but coming-
and the subject of the engagement.
Coming back to the appointment of the CG and chance.
You know that the opposition leader went to court to stop any consultation between the president and himself?
Yes, I
Okay, but so let's not have any discussion on that because he went to court. It's a matter for the court now. All right? But let me tell you something.
Yes, go ahead.
And I said this before. This president that you have, and as of the moment, will do everything in line with the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Ghana. You can go to bed and sleep peacefully, knowing that this government will administer the affairs of this country within the confines of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Ghana. You will never overstep the boundaries. Never again will you ever go to bed and worry that someone can steal your vote, and worry that your democratic right can be taken away, and worry that the election's result will not be respected. Never again.
Mr. President, you spoke about Saudi Arabia at a podium just now. Is Guyana in discussion with Saudi Arabia?
I've spoken about Saudi Arabia not only at this podium, I've spoken about Saudi Arabia for many months. So I didn't need to arrive at this podium. I want to say to you that we are going after every opportunity. We're in discussion, yes, with Saudi Arabia. Where is Peter? With Saudi Arabia, with the UAE, with Qatar, with the United States of America, with China. We're looking at opportunities in IDB Invest. We are looking at every single opportunity that is best suited for the development of this country. That is the only objective. That is the only objective.
Critics would have said that, critics, well, not Guyanese critics in civil society critics, they would have objected and pointed out that it might not be, it's not right to put Saudi investment debts in the Ministry of Finance. How do you respond?
Saudi investment debt?
Yes, the debts. Establish the debts for the Saudi investment.
Let me educate you a bit. I've worked in the Ministry of Finance. In the Ministry of Finance, we had a desk that supported the Japanese plantation program. That desk was focused on the Japanese plantation and everything that came from Japan to expedite things. We had a CEDA desk. We had a USA desk. These are people who never work a day in public service, John. We had a USA desk. We had every single bilateral relationship. I can point to a desk that was assigned to remove bureaucracy and advance these projects. Why suddenly there's an objection to a desk? Where do you want me to put the desk?
Foreign affairs.
So we have one government here, you know. Foreign Affairs is a ministry under the government of Guyana. The Ministry of Finance is a ministry. So you sure the desk is the problem? Let's do some critical analysis and thinking here now. You think the desk is the problem, Peter? You think the desk is the problem? My brother, you're in the media. You think the desk is the problem? No. Exactly. So you tell me what is the problem?
I'm not a public servant.
You have to help me. You have to help me. The president needs help from you now. You believe the desk is the problem? Oh, you have a democratic right to share your opinion.
I do, but that was okay.
Okay, good. That's your democratic right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
Nice to see you.
Already
It's Islamophobia. I just don't want to This is what the world is fighting. This is exactly what the world is fighting. Islamophobia. And we must never ever allow this country to be part of the problem. That is what is the problem, Islamophobia.
Were you in one of the cause? You say first. Okay.